Hello, everybody. I'm sitting here thinking about last night when I did my ask. Most of you guys know that the ask is the most difficult thing I do. It's harder than researching. It's harder than writing. It's definitely harder than speaking and abiding. But in order to do those things that I love so much, in order to give a 3-hour talk to someone pro bono, in order to abide with someone for hours and hear their story, in order to go deeper and deeper and deeper into the topics that I bring to you, in order to write with clarity, I need to do the ask. And I found myself thinking about just what exactly it is I'm asking of you all. I'm asking for engagement on every single level. I'm asking you to read with intention, to really digest. I'm asking you to engage with both me and with your fellow walkers. And yes, I am asking for financial support. And I was thinking about it. I was thinking about it this morning as I was brushing my teeth, getting ready to abide with yet another person. And, you know, my brushing teeth and washing face and sometimes cleaning my glasses, although I forgot this morning, usually I am in a state of meditation, what some might call prayer. And one of the things I was thinking about today, and it came to me, the universe usually does not speak to me in definite words. There is no voice that sounds eerily like James Earl Jones talking to me. Sometimes I wish there was. That would make it so much easier to discern what comes from me and what comes from spirit and universe. But in any case, I heard a word. And while I was thinking, oh my gosh, I hope they take what I give them with generosity and with graciousness. I hope they don't punish me for daring to ask what I always say that I ask. This is not news. I lose people every single time I do an ask, and it's a real dissuasion. It's a real deterrent from my doing the ask. The fact of the matter is that Facebook suppresses us, and now in this election season, because we are considered a political channel, they suppress us even more. So engagement means a lot of things, and I do ask these things of you. I ask that you show up to the site and not wait for the feed to give it to you, because chances are the feed won't. I'm asking that you wrestle and engage and not just scroll and roll. I'm asking that you consider financially supporting the work that we do here. If it has brought you any sort of value at all, I hope that you allow us to continue to keep doing this work for years on end. But then here's the word. And I think I'm going to use it a lot because the truth of it struck me like a ton of bricks. And here's the word. If people are disinclined to your message or to your method or what they think of your character, Lace, you can be as artful and as poetic as you can be, and nothing would persuade them. On the other hand, if people want this place to stick around, no matter how artless my words, no matter how amateurish my videos, there's nothing that I could say or do that would dissuade them. As we go into the elections issue, and I cannot wait to share my first article, my intro that I'm going to do, and I may do a video on this. As I wait to do that, I am also going to talk about the rest of the education issue and prime you all for conscious consumerism. These 3 months that we have been planning these 3 issues, and they're of a piece: education, the elections and voter suppression, and conscious consumerism, are all so important, and they're all setups. And in this new magazine format, we'll also talk about relational ethics. That's something we're going to do every month. We're also going to talk about friendships, and that's a close cousin. That's a close cousin to relational ethics, but it gets deeper into the practicum. I'm going to share the 3 books that I'm reading right now on friendships. And I'm telling you, it's slow going, not because they're hard to understand, they're not, but because every single page, something hits me like a brick. And I'm thinking, this was my experience too. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. And sometimes I have to just put the book down and really reflect. I am arrogant enough. I would hope I would say I am confident enough to say that what we are doing is not only different, but needed. We are not the only game in town. And when I do my written ask, my next one, and it's coming up, we're going to talk about other places and other people. And I'm going to invite you to talk about who you support. Because if you choose not to support me or the Lason Race Center for Racial Equity, that's your choice. What isn't a choice, or what should not be a choice, is you're supporting another individual or another organization. And see, that is my big fear. That, oh no, not Lace, not that cult leader, not that narcissist, not that sociopath. And then they put their phone down, but they don't research. If you don't like what I'm doing, that's fine. But do not use that as an excuse for abandoning your stated praxis. I'll say that all day, every day. You don't have to support me or the Center for Racial Equity. But you do have to live out your values, and that value, those ethics, that ethos includes your pocketbook. I'm going to touch on something that people say. Here she is asking for money. What does she give to Lason Race? What does she give to other organizations and individuals? Oh, beloved, I am the biggest single supporter of Lason Race. Period. When I say skin in the game, trust me when I tell you, I know what that means. When we give to community partners, that puts my own financial situation in some precariousness. When we make sure that the Lason Race Center for Racial Equity is fully funded, well, that's money that doesn't go to me. When we pay our contributors fast and well, above industry standard, but also when I make my own contributions. This seems small, but you need to know this. For the studio space that we use and for the space that we rent in La Mesa, the Lason Race Center for Racial Equity doesn't pay for that. I do. Office supplies, I pay for it. Recording equipment, I pay for it. I think that's important. I think that's important for a couple of reasons. I can't ask you, I wouldn't dare ask you to do something that I myself don't do. And also, it is for my own praxis. I believe in the work that we're doing. And if that means I lose out on a lipstick, that's what I do. And the next question is, does it cost me? Absolutely. It's not like I'm getting the funds from somewhere else. We're going to talk a little bit, maybe not in a live because I'm never sure whether or not Facebook will allow me to keep a live. But we're going to talk about grants, governmental and corporate and faith-based. We're going to talk about why that's not a great idea. I had a long conversation with someone in a group of Black people who run nonprofits. It is a great group. But they were talking about how best to get grants. And my contrarian that I am, said, oh, well, we don't usually go for grants. This model that we use, depending on the community that we serve for support, is a risky one. But I stand by it for more than a few reasons. The main reason that I stand by it as much as I do is because that's exactly how it should be. If you believe in our North Star, our mission statement, lessening and mitigating the harm endured by Black and brown people, perpetuated by white people and white supremacy, you affirm every word of that. And I can tell you right now, places that would consider giving us grants would not. That's not to say that people who do go for grants are bad. And I'm not saying that we would never go for a grant, but we would be uncompromising. We have gotten corporate and governmental and faith-based accounts. But sometimes it has been like pulling teeth. They have asked us to soften our message. That's not going to happen. So if I'm not going to do that for a consulting fee, I'm surely not going to do that as I chase grants. I'm not going to do that as I chase fellowships. I think that what we are saying is something no one else is saying. And the way to get money to continue saying what no one else is saying is not to stop saying it. No. I enjoy eating. I enjoy having a roof over my head. I enjoy not being afraid if I catch a cough. And it's because of your financial support that I can do these things. I don't do them profligately. But yeah, thank you to those who have been faithful through these years. Oh my goodness, I thank you. But you know what? I'm going to set you aside because I already got you. And my job for you is to continue giving you both the content and the character that you have come to expect. For those who have been here for a short time, I hope that you've been kicking the tires. And by that, I mean I hope that you've been going deeper and deeper and deeper. I have a 5-year written record of the woman that I am, of the values that I hold dear, of the ethos and the ethics that I do my best to live out in my praxis. And they're pretty personal. Yes, some of it is intellectual and academic. But even infused through that is my heart. And if you're here laughing at every word I'm saying, with contempt and derision, I don't have you and I never did. What is my goal? My goal is to change the world. One person at a time, one legislative action at a time, one friendship at a time, one ethical praxis at a time. And I am grateful that you're even considering partnering with me on this. The Lace on Race Center for Racial Equity will be here for the duration. I am grateful that you've listened to me this long, and I hope you partner with us. But you know what? If you've listened to me this long, it doesn't matter how many mistakes I made in talking, or what the lighting looks like, or whether or not you can see my left eye. But if you're disinclined, there's nothing I could say. I could speak and write on a Pulitzer level, and you would be disinclined. But my challenge to y'all is find someone else. Find another organization you can stand behind, and then stand behind them. Do not use me as an excuse for inaction. Do not use me as an excuse for apathy. Do not use me as an excuse for contempt and derision of other brown and black people who do their best to move the needle in ways that you see and in ways that you don't. I love you all. If this video does not go up and you don't hear the audio, I will do a version of it when I get to the laptop. But I think that this is really important to say. I thank you in this harvest season. It's time to consolidate our gains and our wins. It's time to bring in the sheaves.